My message to everybody is they really need to educate themselves. It is Farm Bureau member, I'm a Farm Bureau member, it is my job to try to educate the general public. It is also their responsibility to learn where their food comes from, and they need to help us and they need to help protect us so they have something to eat, they have clothes to wear. I am Joël Hatch, and I am from Huntington, which is in central eastern Utah in Emery County. I have a cow-calf operation of Black Angus commercial beef, and I have 400 acres of irrigated alfalfa and oat hay. I grew up in a small town over in Orangeville, which is about 15 miles south of Huntington. And I met my husband, Joël Hatch, at Utah State University in 1989. We got married and we moved home and we started our family here. And in November of 2012, Jordan was killed in an accident coming down off the mountain, bringing the cows home. And so I have chosen to continue to run the farm and run the cows to continue on his family legacy and leave that for my children. This has been a really hard experience. I did not grow up doing this. I didn't grow up farming, I didn't grow up cowboying, and this was so important to my husband and it's important to my children. And so this has been a real trial. Now, I have had family and I have had neighbors and friends who have stepped up and totally made this possible. I have neighbors who come over here and they help me run my equipment, and in turn they use my equipment on their farm, and we tag team everything that we do. So we have about 600 acres of hay down at one time. They help me move my cows, and I don't do this alone by any means. I have a huge support system. When you have the opportunity to learn, you have to learn and you have to pay attention, because you don't ever know when you're going to be in my situation. I am a banker by trade, and I'm a branch manager and a lender, and so the financial part of the farming and ranching industry is good for me. And I can make the numbers make sense and I can make this business thrive. My issue is with the cows. I don't ever have my tractor and baler get on the road at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'll have cows get out, and the sheriff's office will call at 3 o'clock in the morning. And no matter how good everything is supposed to go, those cows don't see that 16-foot gate and they want to go every other direction. So I run cows on the Wawa Desert, which is west of Milford, on the West Desert towards Garrison. And I have wild horses. And the wild horses are over their management numbers about 300%. And they eat all the food and they drink all the water. And the BLM they're not allowed to get those horses under control. They're so overpopulated and there's so much inbreeding, it isn't healthy. And so instead of the BLM being able to control the numbers on the wild horses, they control the numbers on the cows. And so they cut our numbers. And people forget what they eat. Your food doesn't come from the grocery store. Your food comes from the farm and from the farmers who grow that. Your beef comes from the cattle ranches. It doesn't come from your butcher.